Okay. All right. Good morning. Today is July 29th of 2024, and this will be the Friday price action as well as weekly and the daily outlook for today. All right. So last Friday, I had expected a down day, but obviously we didn't get that. We opened here. Close to yesterday, the previous day's close, and we drew higher. Now, I was expecting a short up here, and I actually did. On my live stream, I did catch a short, but for some reason, I don't know, the the what do you call that? The live stream stopped at like 9:54 or something, and I took the trade here, so I'll show you what my plan was. So my plan was to short above this area. Uh, I wanted to sweep above this area, to get a 3 drive pattern. And on ES, we weren't getting that. We actually had SMT that day. Um, and while ES was better of the two, so I could target these lows here, um, given the volatility of that day, I decided to go with ES because ES, uh, like on Friday, I prefer to trade ES unless there's like a really good trade, which there wasn't. But yeah, so my bias was short after this high was swept, and during the 10 o'clock macro, there was nothing on the 5 minute, but at the 1 minute, I had expected price to sweep this high, and it did. Actually, I first took a trade here, but was it here? Yeah, but I got stopped out real quick. Um, with my stop being above this high here. Uh, and again, the reason I took it off quick was because I did not want to stay longer than I had to. And obviously, these relative equal highs kind of gave me a hint that price might sweep these highs, and it did. So during the 10 o'clock macro, price swept this high, created displacement. Once this candle closed and we traded back into this range, I used the down move to place the retracement at 50%, and I actually got in right here. Right here, I think was the 0830 open, which was this right here. So I used the 0830 open, covered into this area for 10 points. So made back this original loss and then some with ES minis. And that was it for the day. I didn't want to trade after that because obviously price did consolidate, swept these highs. Obviously didn't sweep the previous day high, but that's what I got. I didn't trade after that, although I did follow price and took a couple of paper trades. But yeah, those don't really count. So um, let's see. I did catch another one. No, no, it wasn't here. All right, but yeah, that was the only trade for that day. So coming into this week or into this month actually, because we are starting this month here soon. Um, so coming into this month, I do expect price to draw lower. Uh, yeah, I do expect price to draw lower, and we are hovering above a monthly order block here, which is where I expect price to draw into. Same thing here. We do have immediate rebalance. Actually, we're missing it by a few ticks. Here we have an immediate rebalance, but we are missing it by actually 1 tick. But again, I do expect price to trade into this order block here. Same thing here. I do expect price to trade into this order block and then maybe see if we can draw higher after that. On the weekly, we have price holding above a weekly order block as well as a weekly gap right here. And we did trade into this right here. Actually, this is the one where it's missing that high by 1 tick. But again, I do expect price to trade into these lows, into these highs, and maybe trade into this big order block here, and then price will reverse after that. Same thing here. We just traded below this gap here, creating an inverse. So this might act as a reversal point. for price then to target the highs. If price closes below this week, then I will look to target these lows, I guess in the coming weeks. But again, that's if the price does that, if price does the same thing it did here. And again, we are trading above this order block here. Price did close above it, but again, I do expect lower prices. Same thing here. We are trading at discount, and notice how price closed above equilibrium. Actually, not discount. Price did close above equilibrium, but again, I do expect price to draw lower. Same thing here. We are actually above 50% of this range, the daily dealing range, this daily dealing range. So this one, we are trading. We are a lot lower. That is SMT at the lows, but obviously, since I'm expecting lower prices, I'm not looking for SMT at the lows. I'm looking at for SMT at the highs. Um, so yeah, that's what I expect for the coming weeks. This week again, I am expecting a draw lower, but I do expect price to retrace into equilibrium again, and then test the highs from that, test the lows from that. Let's take a look at the daily. So on today, I am bearish, but only if price sweeps these highs up here. So I do expect price to run these highs, sweep into maybe consequent encroachment, or even this old low here. Actually, let me add this old low right here, and this one doesn't need it. It just needs to get into equilibrium. So I do expect both of these to this week at least. I expect for something like this. Maybe something like this, and then a draw lower, something like a head and shoulders. But I am expecting a 1 hour intermediate term high, which might have been this one right here. 1 hour long term high followed by a 1 hour intermediate term high, and then the draw lower this week. And since it's FOMC, I do expect there to be a lot of volatility. So whether it happens today, I'm not sure. But if price draws into these highs, then I will be looking for a short. Now, if price is still consolidating here, I do expect price to run a few lows down here, maybe down here in this area, then draw higher. If that's the case, if price consolidated, then I'll be looking for longs. Uh, yeah, I'll be looking for longs as soon as I get a good setup to target these highs up here, on the lower time frame. So whichever is the case, again, I do expect price to trade into equilibrium up here of this 1 hour dealing range, equilibrium up here, and then draw lower afterwards. So whether that happens today or not, I don't know. But again, if we get consolidation, or if price just draw here all throughout previous sessions, then I do expect to target the high. Same thing here. Now, if let's say price drew into these lows, then I have no play. I would like to expect a reversal, but given the fact that we are on a bearish trend, I'm not going to. Instead, I'll wait for price to build some sort of liquidity pools and imbalance, as well as a displacement on the hourly or the 15-minute, so I could then look to get short on a couple of plays. But again, that's not the likely scenario that I would like. I would like to target the highs and then target the lows once the highs are taken. And those are only two types of plays that I would like. But if price drew into the lows, then I will stay away from the market. I'll stay away from the market, and then see what transpires going into the lunch session, afternoon session actually. Price did close above constant encroachment of this gap here. I believe it's this gap and this gap for the weekly. So yeah, I would expect price to draw above these highs. But again, I'm looking for price to close below here on the daily, so I can start targeting the lows later on going into the week, or the next few weeks or whatever. But okay, so let's go to the 60. So again, if price consolidates, right? So if price consolidates, then I would like for this dealing range to get violated, and then for price to seek the highs again. Same thing here. I want this high to get violated, and then for price to seek the highs. Now, if price just drew higher, then I'll be looking to short above equilibrium or above these areas. This right here is the daily gap, and obviously consequent encroachment is here. I would like a draw into extreme premium here. Same thing here. I would like a draw into extreme premium, and then for the reversal to happen up here somewhere. But again, it depends on what the hourly does to me. We do have these relative equal highs, sort of relative. So I would like these highs to get swept because we do have relative equal lows down here. So I would like for these highs to get broken before I start targeting these lows down here. Again, all on the daily. So we'll see. But yeah, that's it for today. Again, I want these lows to get swept and then for me to target the highs. So we'll see if we get that. If we don't, then staying away from the market until I see something. Until I see something good. Until I see some sort of displacement where price starts targeting the highs. But again, if we sweep the lows and we get a reversal, then I'll let it go. And if it looks like we're going to draw higher after the first expansion, after first stage, then I'll look to second stage to target these highs up here. If we sweep these lows and we get a buy model or something, because again, it could just look like first stage and then draw lower after that. But once we get second stage and I get confirmation that a mitigation block was violated on the left side of the curve, then I will target the highs. But that's the plan for right now. So let's see how price drew. Um, let's see how price drew since the open yesterday. And I do have to. Here we go. Overnight. Okay. Okay. All right. So on ES we did sweep the high, and on NQ we didn't sweep the high. So that's SMT. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna completely believe that, because I mean we do have displacement on the 15 minutes, but I don't trust that. I do believe that price has a lot higher to go. At least, like I said, at least until equilibrium. So I'll look at that sweep of that high as relative equal highs right here. It's swept only by a few ticks, so I'll look at this as a possible relative equal high. Um, and once the down move sweeps the low, I'll look for a reversal, so that price could target the highs once again. Same thing on NQ. NQ does have a lot more to go before it reaches equilibrium. So I'm not as sold just yet that this might be the drawdown. Um, so yeah, I'll still be looking for a reversal so I could target the highs. Let's take a look at the midnight open is here. 8:30 open is here. Oh, and this week is FOMC week, so I will be again, because it's FOMC, price will be very volatile. Um, So I do expect a lot of movement today. I don't expect consolidation as it did the last two, 3 days. Actually, 2 days. The last 2 days of the previous week. Here we go. Okay. 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 I'm just trying to set up the daily open here. Okay. Midnight open. Okay, there it is. All right. So again, we do have displacement to the lows. Yeah, we do have displacement to the lows. We did take out a bunch of liquidity at the highs. So if I were to be looking short to a short, I would look to short above midnight open to target these highs down here. Actually, there we go. To target these lows down here. Those are only things I would like. Uh, if price displaces through these lows, then it'll probably go down to here. But again, I'm not looking. Let's see here. So I'm not looking to get in just now because again I do believe that price is going to draw higher. But I will be cautious of the fact that if price displaces lower and sets up a sell model, then I will look to maybe participate to target these lows as well as these lows over here. I can get rid of this one here. And we do have a new dealing range here. And as always, the reason I like this dealing range, well, not the reason why, but we do have a dealing range. So if this dealing range is to work out, then I would look to short to target these lows. And then after this dealing range gets violated, then we'll see what price wants to do for the 10 o'clock macro because it does seem like we are getting some sort of yeah, it does seem like we're getting it does seem like we're getting some sort of sell model here. Okay, let's target these highs here. Yep, there it is. Okay, let's take a look at the 4 hour. The reason I skip the 4 hours because a lot of times it doesn't really tell me anything uh, unless there's a discernible gap, which there is right here. And as you can see, we are closing above it. We did close above it, so that's a bullish sign to me. Yep, that's a bullish sign for me, definitely. All right. All right, so we did close above this order block here. So yeah, that's a bullish sign to me. So that tells me that price is looking for higher prices on the 4 hour. And obviously, if you think there's bearish price action on the 1 hour, then the 4 hour will definitely supersede all lower time frames. So again, if we draw lower and sweep these lows, that's fine because we have an order block here. So we do have bullish order flow at the moment. We do have bullish order flow with this order block here. And again, here on NQ as well, we did close above consequent encroachment. And so again, I will be looking for some sort of long setup here after price sweeps these lows. If it doesn't, then I'll look for price to draw higher and for me to eventually look for longs again to target these highs. Yeah, I like that. Let's go ahead and look at the 60-minute. Okay, and again, we did sweep this. We did sweep these liquidity pools, so it does make sense for private to now target these lows. But again, even on the hourly, we are still holding above this gap here. We also have this gap here where price targeted the highs. Price targeted the highs here as well. This is the hourly dealing range, which actually hasn't been violated. So now this is the hourly dealing range here to this high. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking for price to target the highs. Let's see here. Yep, that's it. Okay, so depending on how price closes at the 10 o'clock macro, because I'm not going to play the 9:30 open. It just doesn't make sense to me just yet to play the 9:30 macro because we are technically drawing towards the lows after price swept a bunch of liquidity pools here. And I would have liked to get in here. I'm pretty sure there is a setup there at the 9 o'clock macro. All right, well there is something here. So yeah, I don't like this price action as of yet. This is a this is a mitigation block here, and mitigation blocks are meant to be broken because again, it does seem like price is bullish on the higher time frame. So I'll follow the higher time frames. So I would like for one of these to get violated, and then I'd like to target the highs. So that's the plan as of now. But given the time right now, there is going to be volatility at the 0930 open, I hope. And then once that happens, I'll look to see if price can target the highs again. But yeah, that's it for now. So I'll be back at 9:45 to see where price is at that moment. Oh, let's go ahead and disconnect from data. Let's all right. Let's do this. Show up the Friday. Oh, my thing's still on. So let me just. I'm just writing on my journal right now. So that's what I'm doing from now until 9:45. All right. Okay, I'm back. All right, so again, if price is to sweep these lows, then I would expect price to respect this mitigation block here. Um, this is a mitigation block, order block. So if you're looking to target these lows, and that's something I would like to do, if we retraced into this area and we have a setup, then I would like to get short to target these lows over here. Even though I am still bullish towards these highs. Again, this is the dealing range here, and I'm looking for this dealing range to get violated so I can start targeting the highs. So however price drew going into the 10 o'clock macro here will dictate how I decide to trade today. I will stay nimble because uh, today is a this week I am expecting volatility. There's no news today, but earnings season is still here. That's one thing I forgot this week. I forgot to mention. We don't have many notable companies releasing today. The only one I can think of is McDonald's, followed by a couple other, SoFi I think is another one of them. But again, nothing notable. Tomorrow we do have AMD, Microsoft, Starbucks, PayPal, and all of those things. And then on Wednesday is the big one, which is actually no, not Wednesday. We do have one of the big ones on Wednesday, which is Meta and Qualcomm. But Thursday is the big one, which is Apple. Apple moves about I think 10 or 25% of the market. So whichever way Apple decides to draw is where the market will draw, because it is one of the big tech companies. So yeah, I don't care. Again, I don't care about the numbers. I just care what price does at that specific time. Whenever earnings is released, so I can start targeting certain outcomes. But let's go ahead and connect to data and see where we are now. Um, Again, my bias is bullish long term. Actually, not long term, short term. But on the shorter term, my bias is bearish until we sweep these lows, unless these were the lows here. But again, I don't see anything else. I do see consolidation, manipulation, maybe expansion towards these lows, and then we get some consolidation, or maybe this whole area might be the consolidation followed by manipulation into these lows, and then we get expansion into the highs. So so depending on how price drew going into the 10 o'clock macro will dictate how I decide to trade. But let's take a look here. Oh wow. Okay, so we are drawing towards the highs, and Q drew relative equal lows here, and ES swept the lows here. So this to me, this dealing range is the better of the two for me currently. Wait, did I lock this one? I keep doing that for all for the lower time frame ones. All right, so NQ did not sweep this. NQ does have a relative equal lows here, so I would like for this dealing range to get violated right here. And we do have no gaps here. So that to me means that price may decide to look at the lows. Let's take a look and see what we have here at this area. Okay. All right, so I may give it a shot here. Let's see. No, not there. We have immediate rebalance here. The up move I don't trust. We did leave a gap here. So actually, let's put this back. Let's put this back to let's put this back and see how price behaves with the old dealing range. Uh, Come on, man. Oh, actually, let's do it this way. All right, so I want to see how price behaves at extreme discount here. And we do have a draw lower on ES. So it does make sense that price would sweep these lows one more time, and then I could start targeting the high. So that's the plan for now. We are holding above this order block here. I mean this gap here on the 1 hour. All right, good. Okay, so I don't see anything yet. I do like the structure. I do like that price is drawing towards the lows. I don't like. Let's see. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. All right. So yeah, I don't like this. This could be the. This could be the turtle soup entry. And we didn't sweep this low. So that to me is SMT currently. All right. With this low and this low here. But nothing is confirmed just yet. So yeah, no entry. I would like, if price is going to draw lower, I would like for price to reverse here. But nothing as of yet. I do like this inverse entry right here to target these lows. So we'll see if that happens. All right. So if price closes above this inverse here, then I will look to get in here. 10, 25. Let's get the orders ready. No, September. Yeah, September 10. What is it? 10, 20, 75. Okay. All right. So it looks like price may go without me. And that's very unfortunate. So I'll take a. I'll at the moment I'm looking at this uh, as the one as the 15-minute dealing 15-minute intermediate term low. But I'm waiting to see how price closes here. Let's see how price closes. All right, I like that. So I'm going to take a shot here. If we get a draw into that. All right, so we draw in here. My stop is 06.25. All right. What I'm not looking for is I'm not looking for price to reach any new lows. If I get a new low here on the 1 minute, then I got to call it because I just though I'm certain though I'm certain on the bias, I'm not so certain on this entry. All right. I do like that we crossed above this area here. We do have to get above this gap here, so let's just keep watching. And I'm just going to target this high here. But depends on how we close here. what does the 5 minute look like? All right, so on the 5 minute, we do have some wicks here. All right, yeah, I'm gonna. This is where I'm gonna target to get out. I probably should have taken another contract, but that's fine. It is a mini, so I'm comfortable with that, especially for Monday with no news. It is FOMC, so I do expect price to be fluid. So I don't know. We'll see where we get it. I would like for price to close above this area here, because if it does, then that's change in the state of delivery for me. And it looks like we just lost some sort of yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that we're lagging. So I think I'm just gonna take it off. Um, no, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off here. I just don't like that we're lagging. All right. Yeah, I don't like that we're lagging. I'm really not a fan of that. So I'm gonna take it up at 5 points. That way I can just recharge and then get into the second stage of distribution up here. But we are speeding up, so I'm not sure if I should take it or yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it here. Because again, I don't like that we're lagging. That's not something I want to be dealing with. So I took it off there. Uh, I didn't like that we were lagging. That's not something I want. But let's just follow this trade because I do believe we're going to target these highs. I just don't like that we are lagging. So best for me to just take it off. 5 points, good enough for me. For a Monday, it's really good. But I'm probably gonna wish that I didn't take that trade off, but that's fine. I'll just be happy with that enough. Yep, yep. Okay, so this is the entry. This was the entry long. I like that we nailed that trade. Could have covered up here, but the fact that we were lagging is just I don't know. It puts me takes me out of ease. So I do want price to break above this high right here because this is an order block. And what happens when price breaks above the mitigation block? It means the price is drawing higher. I would like the mitigation block to be here, but this is an older one. This, if people are bearish, then I do expect people to catch some shorts here. But obviously, I do expect price to draw past this, so I could go ahead and catch the second stage of distribution up here. This right here is a tiny mitigation block. So if price draws higher, then I will expect to get long up here somewhere so I can target these highs. The funny thing is not doing it anymore. Yeah, it's not doing it anymore. No, it's not lagging anymore. Maybe that's what it was looking to do. It was looking to, kick people out. I just don't like it when price acts like that. Um, I do like how we read price though. Again, SMT here, SMT here. Now, the reason why I took this one instead of this one was because this one has already swept the previous New York session high, which was this high here. Um, but yeah, this one has yet to do that, so that's why I entered on this one. And price is really running. Yeah. Okay, so because I'm bullish, the fact that it is trading through New York Open and the Midnight Open gives me enough confidence to get long in this price range. On the day on the 15 minute, I am seeing a gap formed, so I'll identify that as the current 15-minute gap. So again, I'm expecting for this to be the intermediate term low on the 15 minute. And whenever the small time frame, the short time frame low gets drawn into here, I will look to get long again. We do have 9 minutes until the macro is over, so we'll see how price decides to draw. And we caught actually 6 points, 6 points on ES. 6 points is, like ICT says, all you need are 5 points on ES. And with minis, it's again $50 a point. So good for a quick. How long was I here for? I was in here for 9:56, and I took it off here about 4 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. I don't know. Oh, one of the things I did forget is, yeah, I wish I would have gotten into more contracts, but that's neither here nor there. So let's just watch how price behaves in this area. All right, so we did just trade into this tiny gap here. Let's see how price behaves here. This play, if I do take second stage distribution, will be similar to the one I took last week. Not this one. This one right here. Actually, no, it was on NQ. Which is right here. No, it was the second one. I could probably just skip the page, but I don't even know why I'm doing it like this. Yep, right here. Okay, so this one is a bit larger than the one I'm currently looking at, but again, price drove through it, closed above here against this mitigation block, and you can use this order block right here to get in here. I actually got in here, covered as soon as price swept these highs for about 50, 60 points, I think. And then actually you had a second entry here on the 5 minute. The reason I got in here was because this breaker was violated, giving me a new dealing range type of play, so I could complete the second stage of distribution. This is a higher time frame, 5 minute higher time frame distribution, so it makes sense. And I wish I would have taken this one because it did happen during the 12 o'clock macro. But again, it is not good to trade. To trade. To trade. Wait, what's going on? Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So the fact that we had the bias correct is good. Really good. So I'm happy with that. Reading price has been a lot simpler lately. And that's how you have to make it. You have to make reading price very simple, meaning that you use the higher time frames to come up with a bias, and as long as price is doing what you expect it to do, then just trust the bias, trust your entry. I probably should have gotten in here because this is technically turtle soup right here, uh, right here. Uh, yep. Okay, so what am I looking for now? I'm looking for this to be set as the order block that we will use later on to get long somewhere up here. So something maybe like this. No, that's too low. I just assume it's down here somewhere to target these highs here. So something like that. Um, and I don't think there's enough time for it to happen during the 10 o'clock macro, so I will expect it during the 12 o'clock macro, 11 o'clock macro. And if it happens without me, that's fine too. Because the big trade for me, the expected big trade for me is to get short up here somewhere. To get short up here somewhere. Stick with the 5 minute. So I would like for price to test this area here on the 15 minute. That is the on the 15 minute. That's the gap right here. So yeah, move into this area, and then for price to draw higher after that, it makes total logical sense. NQ is the stronger of the two, so just giving it time, just watching for now. Before price drew these areas, we had displacement lower. So this gives you bearish structure. It gives you reason to think that price is bearish, but that's why you give price some time. You wait for price to show you something, and then you get long. And here in the 1 minute, after price swept these lows, it does make logical sense for price to target the highs. So we are here at the 5 minute, so I would expect price to hold this area. And obviously I am not looking to take this trade, but you know what, let's take a simulated trade. That way I scratch that itch. All right, 1650. I would like 1650. All right, so I'm in at 1650. Ah, damn it, 1750. And my stop would be this low, but I'm gonna make it at this low here. No, well, because it's simulated. Let me add another one. Might not even get that chance. I would expect for this gap here to not get filled anymore. Come on, just a little lower. I want to get in at 1650. No, it doesn't look like we're gonna get it. Okay, so I'm in with 2 contracts and maybe one more down here. No, that looks like it's it. Okay, so when you enter a trade, when you enter a trade because you're expecting higher prices, on the retracement, you do not want if you're trading on the 1 minute, you do not want the 1 minute to close. All right, so I entered just one more here. And again, my stop will be down here. If this gap gets rebalanced, then that's fine, but this would be the final your final stop. And as you can see, as soon as I entered here, my target profit, even though I took it down here because of the lagging, my final target was here because this chart is on the 1 minute. If you were trading on the 5 minute, then this is a logical entry anywhere around this range. And because there is no swing high down here, your first target would be up here. So let me leave some hard stops at 10.25. Actually, let's leave it at 10, and I'm in with 3 contracts. Okay. All right. So my stop is 16. So I have a 6.25 stop, and my average is 16.25. So yeah, that's a 6.25 point stop. Okay, so I can delete this right here because there is no gap with this down move. With this down move on the 15-minute, it pretty much closed that gap, causing an immediate rebalance. So it looks like we might sweep one more time. Yeah, it looks like that to me because on ES we do have these relative equal lows, so it makes sense. So I did switch my accounts around, so the trades should appear here anytime I take them. And obviously today they did, and I am about, oh, okay, I just got stopped. All right, so again, on the 1 minute, we had a good entry and targeting these highs. With the last one, if you are in multiple contracts, one of the targets would be this high, followed by this high here at midnight open. And it does seem like we did respect this mitigation block. Okay, so if you are short, then this would be a good entry, but I don't see a good entry on the 1 minute. Yeah, I don't see an entry on the 1 minute. Nope, no entry on the 1 minute whatsoever. Okay, so what am I expecting for the 11 o'clock macro? Since this entry failed and price is drawing lower, I would expect NQ to sweep these relative equal lows. But once that sweeps, I would like for a reversal going into the 11 o'clock macro so we could target these highs again. Again, I'm still bullish going into the day maybe. But if we displace lower, then I might look to target these lows if we get some sort of good setup for shorts. But yeah, that's it for today. So I'll see you tomorrow.